the house that Ruth built in the Bronx, New York. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Price, standing by my two Hall of Fame partners, George Kell and Al Kaline. Yes, there was good Yankee pitching yesterday and timely hitting, but how about these young pitchers for the Tigers? Even though they lost 2 ball games, I think they took a step further. Lima and Lira. You follow that up with some of the other young kids, and maybe this Tiger pitching is making some progress that maybe we can all appreciate. George and Al, what do you think?
Thanks, Jimmy, and hello again, everyone. Jim, you're right. For too long, much too long, we've seen these young Tiger pitchers have 1 good outing, then 2 or 3 bad outings. Now we're beginning to see more consistency. Yesterday, Lima pitched maybe his 4th or 5th good game in a row. Lira's coming on now. Bergman today, more consistency, Al.
Actually, Bergman is the one that they think more highly of. He's the one with the better arm, throws the ball harder than most, and he has been the one that's been great one day and inconsistent the next 2 days. So if he can come around with the way the other 2 guys have been pitching, it's showing a little bit of promise, and it's certainly give Tiger management a little bit of hope for going into next season.
But we've got to make some runs. You've got to score runs against the Yankees to beat them, and that means you've got to get it early in the ball game. They have a great bullpen. They've proven that, and the Tigers have got to score and score early. You stay tuned now. The Yankees and the Tigers coming up next.
Tiger Baseball is brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser. It's always been true. This Bud's for you. And by Little Caesars, the best pizza value in America. Carry out, now delivered. And by the Hoover Company, proud sponsor of Detroit Tigers baseball. Depend on Hoover, the #1 name in floor care. Nobody gets the dirt like Hoover. Nobody. And by your 31 Metro Detroit quality Ford dealers throughout the Tri-County area.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium. The Tigers trying to salvage 1 game here, their final game of the year here at Yankee Stadium. Of course, the Yankees trying to win, trying to sweep the Tigers to win the wild card berth in the American League. Here's the batting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Leading off in center field, Chad Curtis. Batting second, Chris Gomez, the shortstop. Third batter at third base, Travis Fryman. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Cecil Fielder. The 5th batter, Phil Nevin, in left field. Batting 6th, Tony Clark at first base. In right field, batting 7th, Danny Bautista. The 8th batter at second base, Scott Fletcher. And batting 9th, the catcher, John Flaherty. Defensively, for the Yankees, we have some changes here that I have not seen on my scorecard. Okay, I'll read it off the monitor. O'Neill in left, Williams in center, Strawberry in the lineup. I didn't have him in the lineup. Boggs, Barlardi, Kelly, Mattingly, Leyritz behind the plate, and Andy Pettit is on the mound for the Yankees. Now, this guy has won 5 straight games. Now, you don't hear much about him because Nomo, a rookie for the Dodgers, but he has as many wins as Nomo, who has much publicized. He has won 5 straight. So this guy has come on strong. He started in the bullpen, lost his first 2 starts, and really has become a dominant pitcher for the Yankees, particularly over since the All-Star break. Okay, we have my scorecard was right. O'Neill is in right field. James is the left fielder. So I thought I was reading it correctly.
Yeah. They had Strawberry in right field in the second game yesterday, and he booted a routine fly ball, as he's done on numerous occasions since coming over here, and so they don't play him much in the outfield. He's used mostly as a designated hitter and as a pinch batter. Here's Chad Curtis to lead off for the Tigers. Curtis, Gomez, and Fryman against the youngest Yankee, Andy Pettit. This fellow's won 11 ball games. No rookie has won more than that. Not even Nomo. Fly ball into the corner in right field and caught by O'Neill. It's the same play that Strawberry botched up yesterday in game number 2.
Well, the dimensions at Yankee Stadium have changed. In the old ballpark, this would have been a home run. It was only 302 down the line, but the dimensions are a little bit longer, 314 now down the right field line.
So 1 pitch and 1 out in the first inning, and it'll bring up Chris Gomez. Just a beautiful Sunday afternoon in the Bronx. We arrived here on Friday night. Rain, cold, game postponed, doubleheader yesterday, cloudy and cool, and today bright, sunshine, temperature in the low 60s. We're in the first inning. In case you joined us late, Chad Curtis hit the first pitch, a fly ball to right field, and the batter is Gomez with a ball and a strike. Strike 2, and the umpires, Larry Young is behind the plate, Mike Riley at first base, Rich Garcia is at second base, and Dale Ford is on at third base.
In this situation,
Travis Fryman, who drove in the tying run with his second single in 4 trips, that was back in the 7th inning, will be the batter now with 2 down and the man on. The game
square.
Wade Boggs, who is also demanding a very large salary, playing third base.
It's ball 3 and strike 2.
And having a great year, I might add.
Yeah.
Wade Boggs.
They don't know whether they want to sign both of them or not. And the pitch outside, and he walks him. Chris Gomez is on with a walk, the first base runner in this game. I think the Yankees, even though they are one of the richer, if not the richest ball club in baseball, they're like a lot of other ball clubs. They are not going out on the limb with long-term big contracts. They're going to be very careful. This is Fryman. Pitcher's low to Travis. One ball, no strikes. 13 home runs and 74 runs batted in for Travis Fryman. And a fly ball into shallow left center field. Bernie Williams comes on to pick it off. Oh, Travis is out. Second out of the inning, and it'll bring up Cecil Fielder.
Cecil having another good year for the Tigers. Over 30 home runs again. 82 runs batted in.
He bats with a runner at first. Gomez at first, 2 outs, and a ball hit fair down the left field line. On to third base comes Gomez. Cecil is going to hold at first base. And very wisely, Dion James, knowing he had no chance to get Gomez here at third base, made the throw into second, and Cecil, who was about halfway down, hurried back to first base.
This ball was, you could tell as a left fielder that it was going to hit the bleachers and bounce out. This is a very difficult play. Had it hugged the line down left field, but right there the ball bounces out, and James plays it perfectly, holds Cecil Fielder to just a single instead of a double.
Been better for the Tigers if somebody had touched the ball, and it would have been an automatic double. Phil Nevin picks a pitch low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, Phil having a lot of trouble with right-handed pitching, maybe with the left-hander. He's moved up in the batting order, hitting behind Cecil Fielder. Maybe he'll be able to handle left-hander a little easier.
Gouch! Hey, picked him off. The big guy's picked off first base. And the inning is over. You don't expect that. You don't expect Cecil to get that kind of a lead. We go to the bottom of the first, and there is no score. like he's... Did you see what happened?
We didn't see what happened. What happened? Did you see it? Okay, we're looking at the home plate umpire right now. All of a sudden, he went down. Neither of us up here in the booth saw exactly what happened. We didn't know whether he was hit by a pitch, but hopefully he will be all right. Larry Young, the home plate umpire, went down in a heap. The trainer for the Yankees out looking at him.
You have to assume the ball got away from Flaherty off his mitt and hit Larry Young on the side of the head.
Boy, he should know better than be behind the catcher with the Tiger pitching staff.
That's all he can assume. They're checking his eyesight there a moment ago.
Well, he's going to get up, and hopefully he will be all right, Ed. Yes, he looks like it. These umpires take some beatings, especially the home plate umpire. They take a lot of beatings behind that home plate. Foul tips. Okay, let's get to the lineup for the New York Yankees. Trying to sweep the Tigers in this game. The leadoff batter, playing third base, Wade Boggs. Batting second, Bernie Williams in center field. The third batter, right fielder, Paul O'Neill. Batting fourth, and the designated hitter, Ruben Sierra. Batting fifth in left field, Dion James. The sixth batter at first base, Don Mattingly. Batting seventh, Jim Leyritz is the catcher. The eighth batter playing shortstop, Randy Velarde. And batting ninth, second base, Pat Kelly. Defensively, for the Tigers, Nevin, Curtis, and Batista. Around the infield, Fryman, Gomez, Fletcher, Clark, Flaherty behind the plate, and Sean Bergman on the mound for the Detroit Tigers. Sean making his club-leading 27th start of the season. Just 25 years old. Sixth pick by the Tigers in the June 1991 free agent draft. Sean has faced the Yankees just one time, and he was a winner in that ball game back on June the 15th, a 9-2 victory. He pitched 7 innings, allowed 5 hits and 2 runs. He only walked 2 and had 3 strikeouts. There's the last start. Just 4 innings, allowed 6 and 3 runs. Walked 2 and had 3 strikeouts. Sean, fastball, slider, and a changeup pitcher.
And he's got his work cut out for him against this Yankee ball club, which is predominantly a left-handed hitting club. And a short right field fence. So a right-hander has a tough time against these fellas. The first 6 batters in the lineup bat from the left side against right-handed pitching. This is Wade Boggs, and the first pitch from Bergman. It's a ball. One ball, no strikes. And a base hit up the middle. Wade Boggs just slammed it hard through the middle into center field.
Well, the hit machine continues to hit. Many felt that when he left Fenway Park, he would not be the same type of player because he hit a lot of balls on the wall and at short left field at Fenway Park. But last year he had a great year, and he's a hit machine, and he's a base hit machine. He doesn't go for power, but he gets on base. He has a great eye at the plate, just up the middle for a line drive base hit. Hit the ball hard, right up the middle.
I'll tell you what he is, Al. He is a very determined ball player. He came to Yankee Stadium, a lot of controversy. A lot of people in the Yankee organization didn't want Boggs here. And he has proven to the fans and to the media that he is a Yankee. And he can play.
And I think I read something in the paper today when and if he's more likely when he's inducted into the Hall of Fame, he'll go in as a Yankee.
Wear a Yankee cap. That's what he said. That was the speculation. I don't know whether he said it or not. There's a strike to Bernie Williams. Makes it 1-1. Wade Boggs, the runner at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bernie Williams. Good stop by Flaherty.
Well, we can't let that last play that got the Tigers out of the first inning go without making some kind of comment on it. We have seen a lot more indifferent play by the Tigers here in the second half of the season. That was inexcusable for a slow runner to be picked off at first base with 2 outs.
Not defending Cecil, but the only reason you could think that Sparky had put the hit and run on, as he's been doing with Nevin a lot lately, trying to get Nevin to hit the ball up the middle and make contact, and Cecil was just going to take off, and boom, he's out. That's the only reason we could think of, other than indifference. The fly ball into left field. It's deep, and back at the fence is Nevin. He'll catch it on the warning track. Well, it's a tough left field today, Al.
Yes, sir. You got the sun. We mentioned that yesterday, that Nevin was lucky that there was an overcast sky. This is a very difficult left field to play, particularly a little later on. Around 2:30, 3 o'clock, it will be very difficult to play left field. That sun will be directly in the sight of the left fielder.
We're taking a look right now at grand and glorious old Yankee Stadium. This is Paul O'Neill. They got him in one of their great trades. It sent Roberto Kelly to the Cincinnati Ball Club.
I would not be holding Wade Boggs on right here. O'Neill can pull the ball. Boggs got a bad hamstring. He's not going to run. And O'Neill, as he's shown yesterday, first game, hit the ball in the hole at first base. I'd move him back behind Boggs, let him take 3 or 4 steps back on the pitch delivered, and try to knock the ball down that possibly could go in the hole.
There's a ground ball to Clark. He started to second and held up, but Wade Boggs go in safely at second. And O'Neill is out.
But you can see what O'Neill was trying to do. He was trying to hit the ball in the hole because of Clark playing in close. It's much easier to drive the ball by an infielder when he's playing in close. Watch how he tries to pull that ball. You see him pull his wrist over, turn his wrist over, trying to pull the ball in the hole at first base.
So the Yankees have a runner at second with 2 outs. And the batter is Ruben Sierra. 19 home runs, 83 runs batted in. Another good play by Flaherty.
Ruben got the Yankees off flying in yesterday's ball game. We'll take a look at that last pitch. Good block by Flaherty. You see that when the ball is spinning, it always spins backwards. So a catcher has to know that. But he got the Yankees off flying yesterday with a 2-run homer in the very first inning.
Ball 2 and no strikes. I would be much surprised if he threw him a strike. Dion James, who follows, is a pretty good hitter, but he doesn't pack power like Ruben Sierra. You make a mistake with this fella, and he can hit it as far as anybody. They're going to walk him now. Sparky's says, "You're not going to beat me."
Sparky leads the league every year in intentional passes. He always picks one guy, 1 or 2 guys that he will not let beat him. And of course, this is a wise choice, although Sierra can be pitched to much easier than James. James, a more contact hitter, will place the ball around a lot more. Sierra more or less tries to pull everything and go for the home run.
2 on and 2 outs in the first inning. John Bergman trying to get Dion James, and the pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Everybody back on the infield. This one's fouled on the screen, and it's strike 2 to Dion. Is fairly deep in center field. Nevin shallow in left, and Batista rather shallow in right field. Boggs is hampered by a hamstring muscle, and here got a chance to throw him out. One ball, 2 strikes. Pitch from Bergman. Another good stop. This is a play by Flaherty. Just a great play. A lot of difference in runners at first and second or second and third. They've got to play at every base on the infield right now. Missed outside. He had 2 quick strikes on Dion James. Now it's ball 3 and strike 2. He'd much rather pitch to James than Mattingly, who's coming up next. So you would have to believe that Dion would get something good to hit if Bergman can get it over.
People are on their feet every time this guy walks out of the dugout to do his little running in the outfield. They stand up and giving a standing ovation. As we mentioned before, possibly, just possibly, but this could be his last game in Yankee Stadium. And he has been one super ball player throughout his whole career, a real class guy and a great man for baseball. Been on a little bit of fire here for the Yankees, because his run production is down somewhat.
The first pitch to Mattingly is outside. This is not exactly what Sparky Anderson had in mind when he intentionally passed Sierra. And a strike makes it 1-1. Yankee Stadium home runs. Mantle leads everybody. A foul ball that's out of play. Bergman has had 2 strikes on 3 batters this inning. He has not been able to retire. And that's the problem. He tries to make that perfect pitch now, and it's 1-2 to Mattingly. Let's see what he does with Don here. Fly ball down the line in left. There's Nevin. He'll put it away, and the inning is over. We've played 1, and it's 0-0.
Okay, here's the news line. Randy Johnson, boy, struck out 15 in a rout of Oakland. I think he only won 7 innings in that for 15 strikeouts. Don Fehr issued a statement saying the '95 World Series will be played. And how about Lance Johnson of the White Sox tied the Major League record? 3 triples, going 6 for 6 against the Twins last night.
Can he run or not? He flies around the bases. Phil Nevin is the batter. He was batting when Cecil was picked off first base to end the first inning. We hope you're enjoying today's ball game. You're watching the Detroit Tiger Television Network.
Serving all of West Michigan, this is Channel 3. We're West Michigan Television, WWMT.
Takes it on the first hop and flips it over to first base in time to get Nevin. It was kind of a funny statement by Don Fehr. The World Series will be played. There was an article in yesterday's New York paper that said baseball players, if they were allowed to vote as the basketball NBA players were, it would be overwhelming in favor of playing, but Don Fehr would not allow that at all. So there'd be no vote taking. With a big swing at it.
Last 5 starts. This guy has come on strong. Look at his last 5 starts. 5-0. Great earned run average.
Swing at it. No, we get the call from first base. Mike Riley.
You see Tony swinging from the right side too often. Not very many left-handers in the league.
It's ball 2 and strike 2 to Clark. Pettit gets ready. This is foul, and then we'll get back into the seats. Andy Pettit delivers the 2-2 pitch inside. And the count goes full on Tony Clark. A towering fly that is into the seats down the right field line. Well, there's not much room once it gets past the tarp down there. A yard or so between the foul line and the stands. And a ground ball to short. Velarde. So Clark is out, second out of the inning, and it'll bring up Batista, Danny Batista.
We mentioned Pettit has won 5 straight games. The last Yankee rookie to win 5 straight games was Mel Stottlemyre back in 1964.
Well, Batista will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. A foul ball. We're in the second inning at Yankee Stadium. Tigers nothing, Yankees nothing. Final game of this 3-game series. Tigers will be moving on to Boston and then to Baltimore next weekend to close out the season. Batista with a strike 2 count against him. And a pitch from Pettit. That makes it 1-2. Here's our remaining TV schedule. On Tuesday night, we'll be in Boston at 7 o'clock. Then next Saturday at Baltimore at 1:30. And on Sunday, 1 week from today, the final game of the season in Baltimore at 1:30. Will be greeted by big crowds in Boston. They've gone well all year. They have clinched the American League East. They're getting ready for the playoffs. In Baltimore, it's been a very disappointing year. They came out of spring training with what they thought and everybody else a fine ball club. And they made some additions to the club, especially Bobby Bonilla. And it just hasn't panned out for Baltimore this year. They've drawn well all year long. Down from last year, of course, the year before, but they've drawn well. Pitch is outside to Batista. It's ball 2 and strike 2. Ball's hit hard in the hole. A long throw and safe. And Batista with good speed beat it out, even though Velarde made an outstanding play at shortstop.
Well, Danny hits this ball a little bit on the handle of the bat, but a good play by Velarde to get over there and make the play. Take a look at it again. A little breaking ball inside. Gets him on the handle of the bat. Velarde gets the ball, throws it off balance, and a very close play at first base.
It's a second hit given up by Pettit, and it'll bring up Scott Fletcher. Scotty pops it foul and out of play. Scotty was signed just moments before the season started this year, after Whitaker was hurt at the end of spring training. And the pitch is low. It's a ball and a strike to Fletcher. Gonna look at part of the crowd in the background. Batista takes his lead. And the ball hit foul.
What a great play.
He's got it.
You can tell he's been in that seat before, because he was out there reaching before the ball hit the fence.
The Bronx is wild for October. If, in fact, they do win the wild card spot, it'll be the first time in a long time there's been ball played here in the Bronx in October.
Well, you have to like their chances playing, of course, Detroit today. Then they played Milwaukee and Toronto. They have the best of the schedule, and it looks to me like they're playing the best of the teams right now. They've really been on a roll lately.
It's coming up to Fletcher. Ball hit to the shortstop on one big hop, and the inning is over. It's still a 0-0 ball game. The American League East standings brought to you by Budweiser. Boston has a 9-game lead over the Yankees, 17 over Baltimore, 25.5 over the Tigers, and 28 over Toronto. Jim Liritz will lead it off. Jim is the catcher for the Yankees today. Then Randy Velarde and Pat Kelly. This fellow has a very unorthodox batting stance. We'll get a shot of it in a moment. And he's been very productive for this ball club. There's a foul.
He's a very good utility player. You can't play him too many times behind the plate. He's not that good a defensive player. He swings the bat well, but he can play other positions also. He can play the outfield, can play a little first base.
And he's got a little pop in his bat. He's had 7 home runs this year. And the pitch is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. They've won 16 of their last 19 games here at Yankee Stadium. That's why they are leading in the wild card race. They were counted out about mid-August. On a foul ball. Buck Showalter. A lot of rumors when they were going so bad he might not be back, but I think that's all been settled. The ground ball to first. Clark will make the play unassisted, and Jim Liritz is out. We'll bring up Velarde. Randy Velarde, the shortstop, is playing in place of Tony Fernandez, who was injured about a week ago. Twisted a knee, and at the time they said it was a day-to-day thing, but he's been out now about 7 or 8 days. One ball, no strikes.
Ball bounces up, gets John on the glove, and then on the side of the mask.
There's a strike to Velarde. This guy was available all spring, Velarde. Yankees didn't sign him until the last moment. Now here's a foul ball.
Dodgers were thinking about signing. He was down in Homestead working out.
Wow.
And I read an article in the paper, it may have been the Sporting News, where they said if the Dodgers had signed this guy, they'd be leading the National League in the race by far, because the guy Offerman has been making a lot of errors at shortstop.
And he made the All-Star team this year. And when it was announced at Dodger Stadium that Offerman had made the All-Star team, the crowd booed. Their own man. He struck him out with a breaking ball. Velarde strikes out. Let me tell you another guy at Homestead that signed at the last moment. Surhoff, B.J. Surhoff. He's only hitting .340 right now.
He's on a mission right now. He signed for, of course, he was making big bucks and signed for peanuts.
He sure did.
And he would be available next year for somebody.
This is Pat Kelly. Well, Homestead will be open again next year, I predict. There'll be a lot of calls there.
There'll be a lot of action down there. And they've mentioned we better have a lot of scouts because there's going to be a lot of people to look at.
Take up the residence at Homestead. This one is inside to Pat Kelly.
One thing you can do now, you can pick up a couple of players much easier than it used to be. You'll have players down there that will sign for a lot less players that you can fill in for a spot here or there. The one thing you probably can't do is find quality pitching down in Homestead. You'll probably be able to find other players.
There's just not enough pitching to go around right now, and baseball is facing already expansion. 2 clubs have been added already, Arizona and Tampa Bay. So that means even more pitching coming online. Ball 3 and strike 2. And the pitch to Pat Kelly. Ryman has it on the backhand play, and good pickup by Clark. We played 2, and it's still 0-0.
Okay, here's the American League wild card race. The Yankees on top, and they're playing good baseball. California continues to sink. Texas is hanging tough. Looks like Kansas City and Oakland, in my opinion, is out of the race. But the Yankees really playing good baseball at this time.
Here come the Tigers with Flaherty to lead off in the 3rd inning, and a strike to John. Boy, it's been a tough closing season for the California Angels. They were so good and so exciting with all the youngsters, and then the sun began to sink in the west as it does every day.
It lost 9 straight, 27 of the last 35 games.
Gone from about a 14-game lead to 2 behind now. This is deep into center field, but playable for Bernie Williams.
Gonzalez and Tettleton hit back-to-back home runs in the 1st inning yesterday to beat California. They beat Texas beat California 5-1. Nixon went 4 for 4. Great speed on base all the time.
First Tiger to reach 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases since Trammell and Gibson did it in 1987. And Curtis takes it inside. This is Andy Pettit. Inside again, ball 2. No rookie has won more games than Pettit. He and Nomo have each won 11. And I think Nomo had 9 at the All-Star game.
He started the All-Star game, so he must have had a pretty good record.
Yeah, he did. It's ball 2 and strike 1 to Chad Curtis. And a bunt toward first base. Pat Kelly, and an outstanding by the little second baseman.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And give credit to Don Mattingly because he holds up. He was going to make the play, and then all of a sudden he backs off and goes to first base. And that's the only way they could have gotten him. The pitcher could not get to the ball. And had Mattingly fielded it, he would have beaten Pett first base. Great play.
We'll bring up Chris Gomez. That's something the Tigers, I'm sure, are going to work very hard with Clark in spring training.
Yeah, he's made a couple bad decisions on fielding the ball and pitcher not able to get over there in time.
And not just on bunts, even though a couple of bunts were outstanding. He roams towards second base a long ways. Makes a pitcher have to be very alert to get over there. Here's Tony. These are things you learn. He hasn't played that much ball. And Mattingly's experience showed right there, as Al pointed out to you. He started for the ball and then very wisely retreated and left it up to Kelly, who made a great play. Gomez gets a walk. Second time he's walked in the ball game. Travis Fryman flied to center field. He's 0 for 1. 4-game hitting streak. And a strike to Fryman. Andy Pettit delivers high to Fryman. 1 ball and 1 strike. Look out. Boy, he's got a great move over there, and he almost got Gomez. He picked off Cecil in the first inning. Gomez might have been running. You could see half step towards second. And 1 full step, and you're dead. And the man has a good move. Dick Trzaskowski, coaching at third base. Gene Rook, Tiger coach at first base. And the ball hit the shortstop. Velarde flips it over to second in time for the out. We go to the bottom of the third, still 0-0.
Did you ever wonder what the players do in the on-deck circle besides swing a weighted bat or put a weight on their bat? Well, they use pine tar and rosin. I'm not sure when pine tar and rosin came into the game of baseball. We'll let George and Al try to answer that for us. But pine tar, what it does, it's a sticky substance. And what they do is they rub it around their bat handle, different areas. Some of them put it where they hold the bat. Some of them put them up higher. Then you'll see during a 1 ball or 2 strike pitch to them, or a 2-2 pitch, they'll grab that part of the bat and then put it back in the hitting position. Also, some batters will take rosin, just like the pitchers use, and they'll hit it on the bat so they take away some of that stickiness. But the key thing is so they get a good firm grip on the bat. That makes them hit better, a lot like George and Al did.
Well, I don't know about hitting better, but it does give you a better grip on the bat. We used to use good old spit and dirt, didn't we, George?
I guess I'm an oddball. I never wanted anything on my bat. I wanted to slide my hands up and down the bat in case...
You never liked to get your hands dirty,
no,
never. Even as a kid, you didn't like to get your hands dirty.
I could never understand the pine tar. We don't know when it started. Jim said in there, did we know when it started? We do know it started. We do know it was in existence the day that George Brett had his famous incident right here at the stadium.
I would think it started back in the middle 50s.
Why do ball players turn their bats loose into the stand more today? Don't you think more today than ever before?
Yes, they do. I think they're more one-handed swingers, one-arm swingers now today than using two hands. They swing with one arm, their front arm more. And consequently, if you swing too hard, and you will leave the bat go a little bit. Watch Bog. He's fooled on this pitch, and watch how he swings with one arm.
Yeah, we don't just see it in the games we do, but watching the highlights on ESPN and other games, more bats seem to be sailing into the crowd. Pitch is high to Wade.
Well, the one-arm swing has come into effect only since the Charlie Lyle theory, when the batting zone has dropped down. And you can't hit the high fastball swinging with just one hand.
So walk to Wade Boggs, and that pitch was very close. See if he can get a picture of Billy Consolo in the dugout. He said a couple of pitches yesterday Boggs walked on. He said if he'd have been a rookie or one of our kids, he'd have been out. And that pitch right there is a good example. It was very close, 3-2. And here's Billy Consolo. And he's probably right. Here's a foul ball by Bernie Williams.
The umpires will swear it doesn't happen, but we all know it does. When someone who has a reputation, even as a pitcher, I'm going the other way. If a pitcher has great control, he'll get those close pitches. If a hitter has a great eye at the plate, walks a lot, he'll get the marginal call every once in a while.
A pitch to Bernie. He butts and let it roll, gang. Attaboy. Nobody had a chance to make a play on it. Williams runs extremely well, and it was a great bunt.
Ball hits the edge of the grass and then just trickles into foul territory. The only shot they had was to let it roll, go foul. No way they're going to get this guy with the long leg he has. He can get down to first base in a second.
Got a new baby daughter born about 2 weeks ago, and he didn't go back to Puerto Rico. He told Showalter, he said, I need to stay with the club. I'm playing well. And they said, all right. And in a day or two, he got word his wife was not doing well, and he took an off day, flew down and right back, and they say everything's fine, baby, mother. And he's got more peace of mind for sure. Had a chance to fly home and check on his wife and newborn. It's 1-2 to Bernie Williams. Runner at first base with nobody out. And the count is 2-2, ball 2 and strike 2. Wade Boggs is the runner at first base. He drew a walk to start this inning. He's out on the inside corner, and Bernie Williams is called out on strike. I don't know whether he's mad at himself or Larry Young.
Take a look at it again. Good fastball, a little swing back. Look, no question that was a strike. Good pitch by Bergman.
Second strikeout for Sean. And it'll bring up O'Neill, Paul O'Neill. We've got the same situation now we had in the first inning with Boggs at first base with a pull muscle in his leg. Al pointed out that Clark could play behind Boggs because he's not going to be running. You can protect that area much better. He pops it up. Well, when you get this guy to pop it up, you're in pretty good shape. So Paul O'Neill is out. He'll bring up Sierra. Ruben Sierra, who got the intentional pass in the first inning.
Ruben Sierra, of course, everyone knows, came to the Yankees in a trade with Oakland for Danny Tartabull, and another pitcher went with Danny Tartabull to Oakland.
And a fly ball is foul, being chased by Fryman, but well out of play. It was a trade that more or less suited both ball clubs. Yankees just could not get along with Tartabull. And this fellow was having all kind of problems with manager Tony La Russa. So a good change for both ball clubs. Two highly paid ball players that were unhappy. It's 1 strike to Sierra. Evens the count at 1-1. Boggs walked to start the inning. He's still at first base. And a strike on the outside corner. Makes it 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Sierra. He's going to go outside again, and Sierra hits it into left. Nevin is there, and the inning is over. We played 3, and it's 0-0. Jim Price is with us, and he's always throwing these tough questions at Al Kaline and myself. And I'm going to ask you a question now. What year did they start using pine tar?
In the 50s. Is that what Al said?
Well, no, I'm asking you.
I don't know. I figured my 2 idols right here that I sit between all the time would have the answer.
I'm going to tell you something that George told me the very first day I joined. Don't ask me questions because I may not know the answers.
In other words, go to my room.
That's right.
You find that out in the courtroom. Don't ask a question unless you know the answer.
Oh, I thought I had you guys. Well, George, you didn't use anything.
No, I didn't.
Used a little pine
I used very little. Very little. Yeah, I put a little bit, but very little.
Here is a strike to Cecil, who's leading off in the 4th inning.
But most of these kids have grown up watching television. The guys are up here today, and they see their heroes using it, so that's what they're going to do. Doesn't make them better hitters or not.
No. Well, you know, watching the Little League World Series in Williamsport this year, did you see any of that? Did you see the kids wearing the pajama pants?
Oh, yeah.
They had the pajama pants in Little League, so you're right. Pants all the way tucked into their shoes, George.
I know. Cecil fouls it away. I got on my grandson a few years ago, 10, 12 years ago, about walking away from the batter's box 4, 5, 6 steps and then back on every pitch. And he said, they do it in the big leagues. Right. I see it on television.
Yeah, these guys got to remember that we all looked up at the big leaguers when we were Little League, and it hasn't changed. And they've got to do the right things out here.
Well, I see no point in leaving the batter's box.
Right.
None at all. But they do. Pitch is high to Cecil. Makes it 1-2. He had a base hit in the 1st inning. Andy Pettit delivers. He struck him out. The ball got away from the catcher, and Cecil's going to be out at first base. Cecil knew that he had a half swing and was probably going to be called out. He was a little bit late leaving home plate, but
breaking ball to Cecil. They said he swung at it. He's trying to beat it to first base, but no chance. Easy out at first base.
So there's 1 out in the 4th inning, and it'll bring up Phil Nevin. Big swing at a breaking ball by Nevin.
You know what's scary is all those strikeouts. We have what? We're going on 1,000 strikeouts this year.
Fly ball into center field. Ernie Williams camps under it, and the second out of the inning. Yeah, we've had far too many strikeouts.
How many strikeouts does Pettit have today? Is that the only one?
We only have one Cecil so far.
946 strikeouts the Tigers have. That leads the world.
We will not reach 100. I would not think. The season's coming.
I mean 1,000.
1,000. But that's far too many.
One thing about strikeouts is that if they come at the right time, they're not bad. It's rather than striking out than hitting the double plays a lot of times. But you don't like to see too many strikeouts.
Tony Clark bounced to shortstop his first time up. And he fouls this one away.
And a lot of strikeouts coming to the young kids that we just brought up. So we look at this and say, this is a great experience for you, but show me that you can adjust in spring training.
Well, it looks like it glanced off the mask and you got him on the shoulder.
On the shoulder. They wear that little protection, but it doesn't help you all that much.
Did he swing at it? He did, and Clark is out on strike. It's still a 0-0 ball game. This is Dion James. He walked in the first inning. It'll be James, Mattingly, and Liritz. Pitches low to Dion. And a pitch from Bergman. Right back where it came from. Good pickoff by John Bergman. And Dion James is out.
He was in good fielding position that time. Bergman is a pitcher that sort of crosses over after his follow-through, after he throws the ball. This time he was in pretty good fielding position. They have to realize that once you deliver a ball, you become another fielder.
Well, another big ovation for Mattingly as he steps in. Bergman got him out in the first inning with the bases loaded.
Nice touch today, wasn't it? The captain bringing up the lineup with Sparky Anderson at home plate before the game.
And a foul ball.
Well, you hate to see what's going on in the paper with Don Mattingly, who has been such a great player, great Yankee tradition with the owner, George Steinbrenner. You just don't like to see this from a great player like this.
Travis Fryman flips it on over to first base in time to get Mattingly for the second out of the inning.
In the meantime, Sean Bergman is looking pretty sharp, guys.
Another good performance by his starting pitcher so far.
He's allowed only one hit, and that was a leadoff single by Boggs.
Boy, the Tiger lineup is nothing that is going to excite you, but these young pitchers got it.
Well,
this is thinking a little bit.
Yeah, this is what really, in the next couple of years, the Tigers have to start worrying about their pitching staff. You can always add other players, but it's tough to add pitchers. So the main concern over the next couple of years is get your pitching staff. You can win a lot of games with good pitching, good defense. You may not have good offense, but you can win a lot of close games when you have good pitching.
It's to Liritz is outside. It's the ball on a strike. He's gone 17 straight trips without a base hit. The breaking ball hangs inside, ball 2.
One thing that concerns you about the Tiger pitching staff as it is right now, they don't have that one big horse we call that guy, that stopper, the guy that the veterans, the young players look up to.
There's a quick throw by Gomez, and Liritz is out. We played 4, and it's still 0-0. There's part of the crowd here today. This fellow's taking a little nap. He got in late last night or early this morning. They're having a great race over in the National League West. Colorado with a 1/2 game lead over the Dodgers. And a story this week. The Dodgers had to forfeit a game in the 9th inning to the Cardinals because their fans threw baseballs on them.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something if that was the game that
Decided it?
decides?
Yeah, those facsimile baseballs they get passed out to the fans and looked like snowballs all over the field. I happened to see that game that night.
Colorado is a big surprise. They've got a lot of punch, a lot of pop out there. And Kevin Ritz, former Tiger, is pitching well for that club.
And they've had some real snow out there.
They had this week. Danny Batista had an infield single in the 2nd inning and a bouncer to shortstop. Velarde goes to first base in time to get Danny. You know, it was just a few short days ago. The Yankees were pulling for Seattle to lose. And I have a feeling starting today, they're pulling for Seattle to win because they feel they have a better chance of overtaking than they already have California for the wild card race.
Well, that Seattle ball club, I tell you, the more you watch them and you listen to everybody talk, a lot of teams are fearing the Seattle ball club because of course, they're scoring a lot of runs now. They're really getting great production from a lot of different people, but because of the big guy, Randy Johnson. I mean, you go a short series, he can shut you out at least 2 games.
Yeah, he's
in a short series.
2 of them.
Yeah, that's true.
And Fred, you say they're making a lot of runs. They were behind 6-0 in the 3rd inning Friday night, came back to win it.
Of all people, Vince Coleman hit a grand slam home run, his first grand slam ever. And little center fielder Diaz hit a home run to win the game.
Well, everybody's joining in, joining the crowd.
And what's happened when you're in a pennant race, a lot of people step up.
They have to. Here's the pitch to Scotty, and a strike.
I tell you, there's not a better feeling in the world to be in the pennant race. You can't wait to get to the ballpark in late September.
It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was. And I tell you, the teams that are in it year after year, it makes the season go by so quickly.
Boggs knocked it down and picked it up in time to make the play at first base. Red Roth was my manager one time in Detroit, and he played in about 6 World Series for the Yankees. And he told me that every time he started a World Series ball game, he thought to himself, I've got a chance to do something, and I'll be remembered forever. I said, what if you foul up a little bit? He said, well, they'll remember that too. But I didn't have those kind of thoughts.
Yeah,
but I was thinking,
well, every professional athlete should be thinking they want the opportunity and not worry about the consequences. All you want is the opportunity.
And he got it here with the Yankee ball club, and so does a lot of other Yankees.
Whoa, look at that. It's a beautiful ring. 1968.
That must be yours, Jimmy, because I don't wear rings.
Yeah. Yeah, that was mine. Yes, it is.
Of course, you flash it around every place you go.
Well, it gets me in restaurants, in front row. And
Got you in one last night.
got me in one last night.
Yeah, we had a nice dinner.
Yeah.
Former Tiger pitcher Jerry Casale has a restaurant, Italian restaurant, not too far from the hotel where we stay.
Oh, good food.
Great food.
There's a towering pop-up. Mattingly's taking charge, and he'll make the play. So the Tigers go out 1-2-3 and a 0-0 ball game. Well, our next telecast will be on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock from Fenway Park in Boston. Red Sox and the Tigers at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night, and we'll be there.
George, I was just thinking, Al said he doesn't wear rings. Have you ever worn your World Series ring?
Used to, yeah.
A little bit? I mean,
I used to take them off in the booth all the time because my fingers would swell up, and a couple times I'd left them on the...
Oh, you did?
On the table.
Yeah.
And,
honest people.
So I just don't wear rings anymore.
Does it look like it's brand new?
Oh, sure.
There's Velarde to lead off. I remember just a couple of years ago, I had mine on in the subway going back to downtown at night, and Al slipped over by me. He says, take that ring off and put it in your pocket. He says, there's 3 or 4 guys watching it real close.
They're licking their lips.
Well, what? He says, I says, they can't get it off. I can't. He said, they'll take fingers off.
You don't want to say what city this was in now, do you?
Well, the only place we take the subway.
Saw Mickey Stanley's the other day. He was at the ballpark. Mickey looks like he's went through the mill.
His ring?
His ring, yeah. Well, not Mickey, but the ring. And he said, well, big guy, keep it on. I work hard. You know, he builds homes now. And he's very successful. And Mickey's out there digging ditches, he said, and he keeps the ring on.
There's a base hit into center field by Velarde. Count went to 3-0, then 3-1, and he lined it sharply into center field.
Oh, he struck him out with a breaking ball this time. Got behind in the count, threw him an off-speed pitch. Looked like maybe a straight changeup. And he lined it sharply into center field.
We'll bring up Kelly, and they're looking for the bunt. As you might expect, although we expected it yesterday and did not get it. But he squares, bunts high in the air, and Clark fields it foul.
Oh, man, he could have let that ball go foul. I don't know what. That ball had a lot of spin on it. It was going foul.
It is foul. Plate umpire called it foul. Well, no, he didn't.
No. He tagged him and he called him out.
Okay.
Well, that ball is definitely going foul, though.
Watch this again. First of all, he hesitates. He doesn't come after the ball, and then watch it. Hits the corner, and it's on the dirt now. It's going foul. I tell you, he fielded it right on the line. It was going foul all the way.
You're right. Looked like he could have called it foul.
Watch it. There it goes.
The batter is Boggs on a 1-strike count. That'll make it 1-1. Boggs has been on twice. Singled in the first inning, walked in the third. And a base hit in the left. Ball is bobbled by Nevin, and in to score comes Randy Velarde. Wade Boggs.
Well, we would have had a chance to see what kind of arm that Nevin has from the outfield. Now, he has a good arm when he plays third base, but a little bit different when you have to throw at a distance. He would have had a play, a decent play at home plate. This ball is hit sharply, but the one bad thing is he doesn't keep his glove down.
It's a 1-0 Yankee lead on the single by Boggs. And the batter is Bernie Williams. Bernie has flied to left and called out on strikes. Breaking ball is low. Bernie Williams batting at .307 with 18 home runs. And he fouls it away.
Well, we had the same situation. Boggs on first base, pulled hamstring, not a threat to run, but Williams is a pretty good bunter, so you have to hold the runner on because he can bunt the ball down first base and beat it out. So you hold him on. The other times, O'Neill normally doesn't ever bunt the ball.
And it's 1-2 to Williams. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bergman getting ready. Ball hit foul. I was watching the Yankees in Toronto last week, and with 2 strikes on him, 2 strikes in a critical situation, Alomar bunted down the third baseline, a perfect bunt, and walked to first base. Not many people have that kind of
great bat control.
Bat control, tremendous.
Notice Bergman has gone more to his off-speed stuff and breaking balls this inning.
It's ball 2 and strike 2. Another base hit into center field, and holding at second will be Boggs.
Well, 3 hits this inning. He had only given up 1 hit in the first 4. Has been throwing him breaking balls. This time he throws him a fastball out over the plate and up in the strike zone. He lines it into center field.
2 on and 1 out for O'Neill.
Mike Christopher now getting up in the bullpen.
O'Neill fouls it away. Paul O'Neill is 0 for 2. He's bounced out and popped to the shortstop. You see the base runners. Boggs is the second. Williams at first base. And a strike to O'Neill. What Bergman has done the first 4 innings, allowed only 1 hit. That was a leadoff single, and 3 hits this inning. And another base hit.
Well, there's a no-no. Oh, we're making so many mistakes this late in the season. 2 strikes, no balls. Gives him a pitch he can hit. So many times you make a bad pitch and it really costs you. 2 strikes. Hitters will go at a lot of bad pitches, but he makes this pitch just too good to hit for Paul O'Neill. Take a look at it again. Well, that ball right in the middle of the plate. He wanted to get it inside. Certainly he's not trying to make that mistake, but with 2 strikes, you just cannot give a pitch in the middle of the plate.
Sean this year, in fact, recently has had kind of a history here. You see the play at second base from Chad Curtis, hoping to catch Williams taking the long lead around second. But it's been his history lately of doing well for a couple of days, then kind of falling apart. You know what I mean? Like he's lost confidence, or he makes the bad pitch like you're talking about there. It just seems like everything goes haywire.
He's given up 4 hits this inning. Everybody's had a hit except Kelly, who bunted. And the Tigers got a break with Bernie Williams, who could not go to third base. He had to wait and see if Boggs was going to score because of the bad leg. He didn't know. He could have walked to third base had he have known that Boggs was coming on in. And that'll bring up Sierra, Ruben Sierra. He has walked and flied to left field. To Sierra. The ball hit to first base, down to second, and back to first, and into the seats, and that'll allow a run to score. Well, that's a dangerous double play, especially with a runner at second base.
Sierra really hustling down first base. Tough way to make a double play with a left-handed batter who can run pretty well. Ball hit hard. Not overly hard, but a big hopper right to Clark. Makes a good throw. And Chris throws it in the dirt. Well short of Bergman. It's very difficult for a pitcher who's not used to making these type of plays. First base more able to make it, but that was a bad throw by Chris Gomez.
And it's a 3-0 ball game. O'Neill is out at second. Ruben Sierra goes to second on the throwing error. And Bernie Williams scored on the error. Here's a base hit into left. Now we'll see. They're going to hold him. They hold him at third base. James lined it, one hop into the glove of Nevin. And Willie Randolph put up the red flag and held Sierra at third. And here comes Sparky. That means we're going to have a new pitcher.
Here's the man at third. You see Willie Randolph telling Sierra to hold up. Put on the brakes, get back.
Now, in Phil Nevin's case, you had mentioned has a good arm from the infield, had a good arm from the infield, and most infielders have that short throw. Well, is that something we'll have to work on to stretch that arm out a little bit?
Yeah, he's going to have to play a lot of long toss. Even though he may have a good arm from third base to first base, doesn't necessarily mean you can throw the ball for any length, any distance. He'll have to learn to take the ball back a lot longer and get on top of the ball more. Third basemen have a tendency sometimes to throw more three-quarters, and the ball will not carry that way. It will sink.
Right.
And whereas in the outfield, you'd like to see a outfielder throw from the top. You get more carry, and then when the ball hits the ground, you'll get a good hop and a true hop, where if you throw sidearm, the ball will not take a big hop off the grass.
Right, right.
Yeah, it's something he's going to have to work on. And see, they're talking about it in the outfield. But, you know, they're force-feeding the young man to play the outfield, and it was a piece of cake. The first couple of games, he made a couple of plays, but now all of a sudden, it's
that
a little
daily play out there catches up with you.
Oh, yeah, you can't hide. That ball, we used to tell Gates Brown, you can't hide.
And the Gator, he tried, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he tried. But
what was his famous statement? It's not my fault, I shouldn't be in here?
Shouldn't be in there. That ball has a tendency to find the people that can't play.
Yeah.
Field well, I mean, not can't play, but sometimes they have a shortcoming in fielding. The ball has a tendency to find you. Not a bad throw, but he was sort of short, like a catcher, a little short armor. But that was a difficult throw. He was backtracking, and that's hard to get something on the ball without your momentum going towards the plate where you want to throw base.
So runners at first and third as the new pitcher Mike Christopher comes on. And the batter is Don Mattingly. And another standing ovation for Mattingly. One ball, no strikes.
Oh, we should point out for these young pitchers, this is not the best lineup in the world to be pitching in front of, because you know you're not going to score very many runs with the lineup that's in there day in and day out for the Tigers right now. So they know they can't make too many mistakes.
Ball hit deep into center field, but caught by Chad Curtis. He stumbled for a moment, regained his balance, and made the play. They get 3 runs in the inning and lead the Tigers 3-0 at the end of 5.
Naturally looking for a great year, and Jim Price, Dream Camp, not too far away.
Now it's getting closer. Getting closer. There we see the great Dave Rosema loosening up. Matt Dobson, that was the giant Cobra, wasn't it?
Giant Cobra, yeah.
But you get the round-trip airfare and transfers, Tiger uniform, all meals, barbecues, picture day, autograph night, video included, 2 games a day. You have the batting cages there at Tiger Town. You play at March's Stadium. Call 1-800-388-5769 or 313-962-4000. There'll be about 12 or 14 former Tigers there, besides Al and old number 3.
Oh, I'm going to tell him you said that.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
Gerald Williams now playing left field.
A base hit for Curtis as he bounces it up the middle into center field. Chad Curtis leads off the 6th inning for the Tigers with a base hit. It's only the 3rd Tiger hit. Cecil singled in the 1st inning, Batista in the 2nd, and Chad Curtis leads off the 6th inning. Here's Gomez, who's walked twice today. The pitch is a strike to Chris Gomez. The Yankees 3, Tigers nothing in the 6th inning. Almost a balk move he has to first base. And a very good move.
Good moves are, for the most part, balks, aren't they?
For the most part.
Borderline, anyhow.
Very close. There's a ball hit deep to left field. Back in the corner is Gerald Williams, and he picks it off. It's tough out there. You can see what Gerald Williams was going through.
Yeah, he was fighting the sun, and that's a difficult place to play, even with the sunglasses on.
Casey Stengel, who managed this ball club to many pennants and world championships in 1950, beat the Phillies 4 straight games, and in the 4th game, he had the Phillies something like 6 or 7-0 in the 9th inning with a runner at first base and a ball something like that, and Gene Woodling misplayed it. And Stengel came out to the mound to talk to the pitcher, and he just signaled to Woodling as if, you should have caught it. Get out of here. You should have. And Woodling came in after the game. There's 2 outs at the time. And I guess he and Casey had it pretty good. She's Woodling's.
Was that the Whiz Kids of Philadelphia?
Yeah.
That
the Whiz Kids won it in 1950 and lost 4 straight to the Yankees.
Roberts, Simmons, Castani. Is that what his name was?
Castani was great relief
pitcher.
He started the first game of the series and lost it 1-0. DiMaggio hit a home run, excuse me, in the 13th or 14th inning.
Was that Granny Hamner on that team?
Yes, he was.
Part of that?
I think Del Ennis.
Pudd'nhead Jones.
Pudd'nhead Jones.
Would Richie Ashburn be part of that?
No,
I think he was a little before that. I mean, Richie was a little after that, wasn't he?
No, I don't think so. He was there.
Was he?
There. He threw out the runner at home plate the day the season ended playing the Dodgers. They had a 1-game lead. And with nobody out and the runner at second, he threw the runner out at home plate.
Of course, Richie won in the Hall of Fame this year. You were able to be up there, and you're, I know, a good friend of Richie.
Yes, Richie and Smith brought great crowds from Philadelphia. They had tremendous 200 buses was the estimate now.
Boy, that's
I've never
not a lot of room up there.
I've never seen. Well, they do have a lot of room.
Did they have it at the high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to with a big field. That's the only way you could put 100,000 people or so.
That's where they're going to have it from now on. As far as you could see on the hillside, people were there. Here's Cecil in the on-deck circle. Ball is foul.
Of course, Al was working hard that weekend in Kansas City.
Well, you know.
3 games.
I was thinking about you fellas.
I know you were.
Right.
On Saturday night,
I know you were.
the game went, what, 15 innings?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I stayed up. I was getting the score.
Oh, listen to this, Jay.
CNN News.
It's getting kind of deep in here. I'm getting out of here.
Man. Oh.
I'm telling you, he picked off another one, and you got to be careful. The second base runner, he's picked off first base. And you can see what Mike Riley was saying. It's not my fault.
Well, it looked like he tagged him a little bit high, though, but and he wasn't that far. Look, he's not that far off. All he has to do is turning it back. Yeah, he's out. Got it.
Yep. But it was down 3-0. It shouldn't even be close.
No.
I mean, where are you going?
It's a fly ball into very deep center field and caught on the warning track by Bernie Williams. Ball was well hit by Fryman into the deep part of the ballpark. 3-0, Yankees lead it.
A chance to win an all-expense-paid trip to the official Detroit Tigers Dream Week baseball camp in Lakeland, Florida next January. Just stop into a participating Sunoco station in the greater Detroit area between August 26th and September 30th. Fill out a ballot and mail it in. You could be one of the 2 randomly selected lucky winners. No purchase is necessary, so come on into Sunoco. How often do dreams like that come true?
Jim Lehretz hit the first pitch high in the air and fairly deep into center field. Curtis made the play, so 1 pitch and 1 out in the 6th inning.
George, I was told that Andy Pettit that's his 12th base runner he's picked off this year.
Well, I can believe it. It's a great move to first base.
Picked off Chad Curtis, like you said, Al. It wasn't much of a lead. He still got it.
This is Velarde, who started the 3-run rally in the 5th inning. It was a 0-0 game. Yankees got 5 hits, 3 runs, a throwing error accounted for 1 of the runs. Going into the 5th inning, Bergman had allowed only 1 hit.
Yankees looking for their 11th straight win here at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, they are peaking at the right time. Gomez puts the pop-up away.
And they're 21-6 in their last 27 games. So, yeah, they're putting it together at the right time.
Well, they're playing the way most people that knows a little bit about baseball expected them to play pretty much all year. They were picked as one of the top 2 ball clubs in the American League.
Ball hit in the hole to left field, and Pat Kelly gets a base hit.
Well, when you look at their batting average, for instance, 295 during that span, and good pitching to go along with it, that's a tough combination.
And they have a lot of power, a lot of pop in the lineup.
Sure, and they have a lot of money. They were able to go out and get David Cohn.
Yes.
Do just about anything they wanted. Strawberry.
They have the best team money can buy.
That's right. Well said.
But at one time, about mid-August, I think Mr. Stein was beginning to wonder if he bought the right people.
Yeah, that's right.
What, there's a lot of owners hoping that I would think that the Yankees would not win because a team that has so much income guaranteed because their television here in town, that they can go out and get the premier players, the prime players that are available.
And the word is still out here in New York. They're going to sign Gooden. And his suspension is up. There goes the base runner, and it's fouled away.
Well, there's always something going on here, isn't there? They're talking about Gene Michael. They don't know if Gene's coming back as general manager or what he's going to do. There's always something going on here.
Well, Gene Michaels, I think if he wants to work, he could find a job someplace else.
Quality guy.
Yeah.
There he is. The stick himself.
I haven't talked to the stick.
After the game,
I usually always go talk to him.
Yeah.
Always talk. Good guy.
He asked about you. I said, I'm still carrying him. Carrying his
bag.
briefcase.
Yeah.
And George's too.
No, I saw you carrying his bag.
Oh, official.
Got on the bus today with his bag.
Oh,
George, you didn't see. I was the guy that served him a meal in the booth the other day. You didn't see that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
There goes the base runner again.
Most expensive waiter I've ever had. Well, you know, over in Mr. Illich's suite, they have different things to eat, and I never get a chance to eat before the game because of all the stuff I'm doing.
Spare me.
So I send a note over to Gary Vito. I said, Gary, bring me a little pasta over. Send some a little pasta over.
Yeah.
Here, lo and behold, number 6 came in, gave me a nice plate of pasta.
Sure.
It's enough for about 8 people, and I gave him a tip, and he took it.
You know, all this stuff about
There's a throw to first, and Boggs is out. So we played 6, and it's 3-0 New York. This telecast is authorized by the Detroit Tigers and intended for the private, non-commercial use of our viewers. Rebroadcast in any form of this game is strictly prohibited without the written consent of the Detroit Tigers. Cecil will lead it off in the 7th inning, followed by Nevin and then Clark. And the Tigers, as you can see, have not been able to get anything going against the rookie left-hander, Andy Pettit. Only 3 hits.
Young man going for his 6th straight win. And he looks like a pretty good pitcher. He changes speeds well, has good breaking ball. You know, we were told the first game we watched him that he didn't throw very well. You know, he throws pretty good.
Yes, he does.
There's a ball hit deep into center. Way back goes Williams, and this ball's off the wall. Cecil might go for 3. He makes the turn. Here he goes. It's going to be a triple for Cecil. Stand-up triple.
You're not going to see that very often, if ever again.
Well, that was a funny bounce off the wall. I think that's the only way we saw the triple, wasn't it?
Well, it hit in the seam, I would imagine, and bounded by Bernie Williams. This ball is really...
Boy, the second one in this series that Cecil has crushed and looked like it had a chance to go out, but just not high enough. He hit it hard enough, but just not high enough to get over the fence. More of a line drive. And you can see there the ball hits the crease there, goes to the right. His first triple of the year.
Cecil at first with nobody out, and the batter is Nevin. Bill Nevin has bounced to third base and flied to center. The breaking ball is low, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to Phil Nevin. And a base hit into right. Nevin lines it into right field, and it's a 3-1 ball game.
Well, the Tigers finally get on the board here. Nevin punching the ball to right field, getting Cecil Fielder in from third base.
Boy, he hit a pretty good pitch. Might even been out the strike zone.
It's like a change-up, low and away.
And the batter is Tony Clark, who's 0 for 2 today. Running totals there tells the story pretty much of the whole weekend. Tigers scored only 2 runs Friday night, our first game yesterday. 1 run in the second game, and 1 run here today. Takes some great pitching to win with only 1 run. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. He's thrown 85 pitches. 53 of those have been strikes. Just missed on the outside. Ball 2 and strike 1. If I were Gene Roof, I would have a rope around Nevin.
He should guard it like his wallet's underneath the bag.
That's right.
Tigers are down by 2. The tying run is at the plate, and he cannot be picked off. It's Gene Roof, the coach at first base.
And it's not the coach's fault. They get on there, and they're first thing they're told, don't watch the line drive, don't get doubled off, don't be picked off.
Ball hit to third base, and Boggs makes a good play. Good pickup on an in-between hop. Double pump through the first base in time to get Clark. This guy's developed into a good third baseman.
The greatest thrills he ever had was when he won the Gold Gloves. Of all the batting titles, that when he won the Gold Glove, he said that was the most meaningful thing he's ever won.
the first out of the inning. We'll bring up Batista. Danny's had a base hit today. Pitcher's outside to Batista. O'Neill is shallow in right field and Williams deep in left field. And it's 1-1 to Batista. This inning started with a triple by Cecil, then a single by Nevin to get the run in. 1-2.
Boy, he really pulls his hips and shoulders out, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. His head's way out of the strike zone. He's looking down the third baseline when he swings. He's not keeping his head. He pulls everything off the ball.
And he tried to check his swing and called out on strikes by Larry Young for the second out of the inning. We'll leave it up to Scott Fletcher to get the run in. Evans at second base with 2 outs. Pitch from Andy Pettit. 1 ball, no strikes. It's a big runner right here at second base. 7th inning. Pulled the Tigers to within 1 with a base hit by Fletcher. A strike makes it 1-1.
Wickman up in the bullpen. Bob Wickman. Pretty good sinker. Pretty good pitcher.
Yeah, you get into their bullpen and they pitch well out there. Fly ball to right field. Easy play for O'Neill, and the inning is over. Tigers get a run. It's 3-1 Yankees into the bottom of the 7th.
Well, we're going to take a look at this last out. Scotty Fletcher very upset with himself. He thought he had a pitch that he could handle and get a base hit into right center field, but he hit it in the air, and there's a lot of people still playing this game. They want to win really badly.
It's a 3-1 ball game. The Yankees lead as they come to bat in the 7th inning.
Is that Jim Price? Oh, no. Jim's still up here. There he is. Knows he's going to be on television, so he is.
Whoa. I got to put him on my diet.
It's going to be Bernie Williams to lead it off. Williams, O'Neill, and Sierra in the 7th inning for the Yankees. The ball hit hard at Fletcher, and he makes a good play in between hop. Tosses it over to first in time to get Bernie Williams. The batter will be O'Neill. Paul O'Neill has singled. For 3 on the day. Batted in a run his last time up. The pitch is high. Pitcher is Mike Christopher, pitching in relief of John Bergman. A fly ball into center. Curtis calls for it. Nevin is there. Be careful. Nevin makes the play.
Well, both outfielders calling for this ball. Both had an easy play on it. You see Chad is, I think, calling there, and Nevin makes the play.
Is the center fielder not usually the captain?
Oh, yeah. You the center fielder, when he calls, you're supposed to clear up and go behind him and stay out of sight. Because a lot of times an outfielder will run close to another outfielder and he'll shy away.
Yeah.
But you can see out the corner of your eye.
Right.
This is Sierra. He's 0 for 2. A strike to Ruben makes it 1-1. Christopher has done a good job since coming on. He's allowed only 1 hit. He's going to get the side out in order here in the 7th. We played 7, Yankees 3, and the Tigers 1. Here come the Tigers in the 8th inning. John Flaherty will lead it off. Chad Curtis and then Chris Gomez. Yankees 3, Tigers 1 in the 8th inning. Our next telecast will be from Fenway Park in Boston on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock.
I know I mentioned the other day, or in fact yesterday, that you two have great memories here because first game that we've been here since the great Mickey Mantle passed away, and likewise with Fenway Park. I'm sure both of you have great memories of playing in Fenway, right?
Well, both of them. I'm telling you that. First of all, I'll never forget my first time in here. I got out here early. I took the subway out with Jack Hommel, who was a trainer.
Sure.
Because I was so excited about coming to Yankee Stadium and sitting on the bench. And I couldn't believe how big it was.
Yeah, that was my impression. Big.
Was it?
Huge.
All right.
And it was bigger than it is now.
And of course, the same token, you go to Fenway Park and you were surprised how small it was, especially in left field.
Well, take me back to that first game. Did you play? You played? Do you remember what you did?
I did not play my first game in
okay.
Yankee Stadium, no.
Ball is hit foul, hard foul down the left field line.
How about you, George?
Yeah, I played. I don't remember what I did.
4 for 5.
This guy made another play.
Yeah, that's the same guy.
He loves October.
Hey, he's got this figured out now.
Yeah,
he really has, and he wants that seat. And this is just about where the ball caroms off the fence.
He's wild about October.
He is he's an engineer from the Bronx.
We had a T-shirt on the first play catch you made, and he went to the
How about that young kid making a play? All right, give me 5. Look at the smile on that guy. He'll never forget that.
And a base hit into center by John Flaherty. And the Tigers bring the tying run to the plate here in the 8th inning. With 2 strikes on him, John Flaherty lined it into center field.
Base hit by Flaherty. I remember my first at bat in Yankee Stadium. I faced Vic Raschi.
Vic Raschi.
And I was told by Ray Boone and Walt Dropo that all young players, the first pitch he throws to you, he'll knock you down.
Is that right? Did he?
And he did.
And he did. How rude.
But no, he said that's just the way he likes to bring you into the league, show you who's the boss out there.
Then what happened?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure I made an out. But
I think you got a base hit.
Oh, no. But I mean, but.
And he was a hard thrower, wasn't he?
Yeah, big guy, too.
The boot.
He was a good pitcher for a long time for the Yankees. He was the guy they went to when they wanted the big win. It's a ball and no strikes to Chad Curtis. He had a base hit his last time up. The pitch outside makes it ball 2. Tigers trying to get something going here in the 8th inning. They trail by 2. Andy Pettit gets ready. It's a strike. Makes it ball 2 and strike 1. 21 home runs for Chad Curtis.
Good year for Chad. Been a good leadoff hitter. I think eventually he will be moved down in the batting order but he has done a good job playing center field, doing a good job roaming a very big center field in Tiger Stadium.
Where would you foresee him now if he wasn't in the leadoff spot?
Well, I project him moving from anywhere from 3 to 6. He looks like a guy. He's a free swinger, doesn't walk very much, and he does have a little bit of power.
Right.
It all depends on who they can get to play leadoff.
And a base hit. He lines it into left. And the Tigers put the tying runs aboard here in the 8th inning. Chad Curtis hangs tough. Both hits coming with 2 strikes on the batters.
Well, he may be getting a little bit tired now. He's making pitches that he hadn't made before, and making more pitches in the center of the plate. He's getting a little bit tired.
We'll bring up Gomez, and we'll see how Sparky elects to play it here. Does he bunt the runners up to 2nd and 3rd with Fryman and Cecil coming up? He is going to bunt. Headed. Squared to throw, turn to throw to 2nd, and Gomez indicated bunt.
And Chad, don't get picked off at first base just because Mattingly's not holding you on. They do have a play where he would break in and break back.
Now the pitch. It's a ball.
Yankees had the play on where the shortstop was going to 3rd, second base was charging to 1st, leaving second base open. They were going for the force at 3rd base, a possible double play. They could throw the ball to 3rd and throw it back to 1st base.
It's 1 ball, no strikes to Gomez. Runners at 1st and 2nd, nobody out. He gave no indication he was going to bunt that pitch. That's ball 2 and no strikes. This big stadium has gotten quiet all of a sudden. You see the base runners. Flaherty at 2nd, Curtis at 1st, and the 2-0 pitch to Gomez. Oh, he called it a strike. Gomez didn't think so at all. Just thought it was low, and
oh, and he was right, too.
Not even close.
Not even close. That pitch is well down in the strike zone.
Well, you talk about a gift.
Oh, my. Look at that.
Bad call there.
Sparky didn't like it either. They're running at 2nd. Curtis got a late start at 1st. He was picked off his last time, and he wanted to be sure they were going home with it. Flaherty got a big jump from second base. Travis Fryman will bat next. Right now, Sparky's trying to stay out of a double play if he can't get a base hit. Ball 2 and strike 2 to Gomez. Ball hit into left field for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at 3rd. The bases are loaded on 3 straight hits, all coming with 2 strikes on them. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Ball not hit hard, but hit in a great spot right between short and 3rd. Boggs, a great effort to make the play, just out of his reach. And here comes the manager out. We'll make a pitching change, I would believe.
He's had Bob Wickman throwing in the bullpen. And Andy Pettit is leaving the game to a standing ovation.
Another great performance by this young man. He has won 5 in a row. He wants pretty good shape going into this inning of winning 6 in a row for the Yankees. He's done a great job since the All-Star break.
Boy, these two teams have played each other a lot of great games, and you realize today is the 1800th game. They have played each other 1,800 times.
And at one time, just a few years ago, it was just tit for tat. They were very close.
Now the Yankees lead the all-time series 937 to 853, and 9 ties. 9 ties.
9 ties.
Boy.
Yeah, the Tigers have always had a history in the previous years of giving the Yankees everything they wanted. And that was back in the days of Pat Mullen, players like that. Used to come in here and beat up on them, and then it carried over to the Frank Larry days. And even into the Sparky Anderson era because of the bad teams that the Yankees had. But now they're coming back and really back in the pennant race now and playing the best baseball they have all year.
Right. And our team is not exactly playing for it.
No, and we don't have that much of an offensive punch, and you can see there where we got the bases loaded, but all base hits, not hit very hard, but really don't have the threats in the lineup, with the exception of possibly Fielder of hitting one out. Yeah, if you're a pitcher, you would love to be in against the Tigers right now because they don't look like they're going to score a lot of runs. Steve Howe out in the bullpen. Bob Wickman, who's pitching now for the Yankees. This guy is a good sinker ball pitcher right here. Sinker, slider. Sure, he's in here for a reason to try to get Fryman to possibly hit into a double play.
Sandy Pettit watching right now. He leaves with a 2-run lead. He is the pitcher of record at the moment. Bob Wickman, a big right-hander, comes on with the bases loaded, nobody out, and the batter is Fryman. Travis is 0 for 3 today. Flaherty, Curtis, and Gomez are the base runners. The Tigers have pretty good speed at second and first base. You can score on the extra base hit. And a ball up the middle, a base hit. Here comes the tying run around third. And we've got a tie ball game at 3. And Andy Pettit cannot win, but he could lose.
Well, we've seen it so many times with Travis Fryman. He's so good at getting that man in from third base. Doesn't try to pull the ball. He knows that the base hit helps out a great deal, as this one happened to drive into 2 runs. And he's just trying to place the ball right up the middle. He's not trying to pull it, trying to place it right up the middle.
Gomez wanted to go to third in the worst way, but with nobody out, he didn't take a chance on Bernie Williams. Cecil takes a pitch low. Well, Andy says, I can't win, but I could lose. He is responsible for the runner at second base. That's the go-ahead run. Cecil tripled his last time up, had a single his first time up. So he's 2 for 3 on the day. Good pitch to hit. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He really did. They wanted to come inside with a fastball, but they made a mistake with this, and Cecil just swings right through the pitch.
Everybody deep. Infielders deep for the double play ball. Mattingly wide of the bag at first base. Did he swing at it? Nope. Just a call at first base from Mike Riley.
It's getting more and more difficult to see the ball, as a very close half swing by Cecil Fielder. The shadows starting to move out towards the pitching mound. It'd be a little bit more difficult to see as the inning or so.
Ball 2 and strike 1. And he pops it up. Right behind the plate. Jim Lawrence is there, and he puts it away. Well, Cecil pops it up. That's the first out of the inning. Bill Nevins is the schedule batter, but it's going to be Higginson, I believe.
Well, they got a righty and a lefty warming up in the bullpen. Steve Howell, longtime reliever, doesn't normally need a lot of pitches to get up in the bullpen. Get ready.
So Wickman gets a big out as he gets Cecil to pop to the catcher. Still runners at first and second, 1 out.
Rivera is the right-hander. Steve Howell, of course, is the left-hander. And here comes the manager, Showalter.
He wants the left-hander. He signaled quickly while he was racing out to the mound that he wanted Steve Howe. A 3-3 ball game in the 8th inning, and our next telecast now will be on Tuesday night from Fenway Park in Boston at 7 o'clock. Tigers and the Red Sox on Tuesday night. Boy, there's no forgiveness in this ballpark. They are booing Wickman as he leaves the mound.
Well, everybody knows every game is so important. They have to continue to win. Gave up a base hit, tied the score, was able to get Cecil Fielder out on a foul fly. And now they make another pitching change. The veteran Steve Howe now enters the ball game. Steve Howe, of course, from the Detroit area. Long time with the Dodgers. Outstanding reliever, not having the type of year that he has had in the past with the earned run average, not what you would expect. A record of 6-3, 2 saves, and a .317 on base average. Steve at one time was one of the real hard throwers in all of baseball, coming in for an inning or just for a hitter or so, could throw the ball by just about everybody. Has lost a little bit off his fastball, but still is very tough on left-handed hitters.
Yeah, it looks like Sparky's going to his bench once more.
Yep, looks like Alan Trammell will come on to bat for Higginson.
Good spot for Allen here, who is a fastball hitter, doesn't like the breaking ball, and gets the ball in the middle of the plate. Allen can get a base hit off of Steve Howe.
Tram 3 for 10 as a pinch hitter. I'm sure these two have locked horns many times before. Well, basically, Showalter knew that Sparky would make the move. He just felt more comfortable with the left-hander going against.
He had to weigh that decision before he came out. Do I want Wickman to pitch to Higginson or Howe to pitch to Trammell? And he didn't waste any time. He came bouncing out of there. Of course, he's going with a veteran here who's been to the wars many times. Wickman has only been up here a couple of years.
And you can do this late in the year, or make these kind of changes, because you have some added bodies on the bench that you can use to go in the play. During the course of the regular season, you can't use too many pinch hitters because you have to have somebody to play in the field.
Yeah, it gives the manager a lot more maneuverability, and Steve Howe has pitched better of late for the Yankees.
Well, he's ready to go. Trammell is the batter. Runners at first and second, only 1 out. Tigers have scored 2 here in the 8th and tied the ball game. 4 straight hits, with a big 2-run single by Fryman tying the game. And it's low to Alan Trammell. Gets ready. This is foul, and the count goes even at 1-1.
Who was that, CJ?
CJ made a terrific play.
To bounce around. One of the kitty core.
Yeah, and he's scheduled to pitch in that Boston series, isn't he, I think?
Oh, I would think so.
It'd
Be his turn.
Too, yeah.
He had a great outing his last time.
Yeah, he'll go the game we do Tuesday night. CJ?
Has he seen Fenway Park? Has he been there yet?
Not with us, I don't think. No, not as a.
He may not want to pitch at Fenway Park.
Once he sees it as a pitcher, right? As
So
a,
be the
as a big legger, yeah.
Pitches inside. That's a breaking ball to Trammell. That's ball 2 and strike 1.
All right, Tram, you got him where you want him now. I would imagine he'll be featuring some fastballs, probably trying to keep it away from him. He doesn't want to go 3-1. He want to take the chance on walking somebody.
Ball 2 and strike 1. And a base hit into left. This will get 1 run in.
Come on.
And maybe 2. Here comes another run. And the Tigers take a 5-3 lead on a 2-base hit by Trammell into the corner.
All right, Tram, that's the way to do it. Maybe possibly his last appearance here at Yankee Stadium. And we're talking about Don Mattingly, maybe his last appearance as a Yankee here in Yankee Stadium. Alan Trammell, maybe his last appearance as a Detroit Tiger playing in Yankee Stadium. Gets a fastball, hits down on the ball, lines it sharply in the left field. Williams has a little bit of problem with this ball, gets over there and boots it away, and that enables Fryman to score all the way from first base.
And the batter is Tony Clark, and he takes a strike.
Make it 4 for 11 for number 3 as a pinch hitter.
Here's Trammell at second. Tigers have scored 5 times here in the 8th inning. And a pitch outside to Clark. Fryman, who had the big single that drove in the tying runs. Tony out in front of that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There's only 1 out. And a drive into the corner in left field and a home run for Tony Clark.
Oh, baby. All of a sudden,
he hit a line drive into the left field seats. And it's a 7-3 ball game.
Wow, the fans here are completely in shock, although that's obviously a Tiger fan. Yeah, but they are totally in shock here. All of a sudden, things rolling along. They're used to seeing their Yankees win here at Yankee Stadium, and boy, the bats have come alive. His 3rd home run of the year.
Boy, did he hit a bullet or what?
Oh, he reaches out, scrapes a fastball, looked like a fastball away, and lines it. I mean, he lined it hard down the line.
And the batter is Danny Batista. And a drive into right field deep. O'Neill at the fence, and this one's gone.
How about that?
Another home run. Whoa, and they are